My second ride using cleats, so nothing crazy. Just gonna head up to Centennial Park and, well, I was, but I think I might have just fucked. I was calling out your name, with my eyes on the wall. The tyres are a little flat, and I went to pump it up. And I took the cap off the tyre and it let all the air down, and now we can't figure out how to re-pump it up. So my bike has been cut short this morning. And I need to go and get some food instead. And then probably just come back and do like a long conditioning piece here at the gym. It's the only event we know anything about so far as well, is that we're gonna have to do a bike, and yeah. Like, there's obviously going to be people that know how to ride a bike, that have ridden before, and they're going to be at an advantage there. But, you know, like I've done a fair bit of engine work. I spent a hell of a lot of time on the assault bike, so my legs are used to that kind of burn that's going to come. Yeah, it'll just be a matter of kind of trying to get, hopefully this week, I'm trying to get a session in with a cyclist. So actually kind of just do some skill work. And if I can get that, I think it'll be massive. I don't think it'll be a bad event for me per se. There's been rumours floating around that there might be 2 swim events, or that Castro wanted to do 2 swim events, potentially, or 2 events in the water. That would be awesome. I'd love to see 2. I mean, it's great for me. Like, the more time we spend in the water, the better. I much prefer swimming in the ocean. Like, that's kind of my background through surf lifesaving and through being I was a lifeguard for 3 years. So yeah, swimming in the ocean's a lot better for me, just that I'm comfortable in the elements and just sort of know how to navigate my way through surf. But obviously we're in a lake this year, so there's none of that to worry about. I think like every workout at regionals, like, I knew exactly where the guys from the gym were, because they were just the loudest, loosest bunch in the crowd. And I'd always look to them at the end of the events, and like, or even sometimes during the events, if I needed a little bit of a pickup, like, I'd look at them, and every time all I had to do was look in that general direction and they just all go bonkers. But I sort of, there's no way I would even be competing this year if it wasn't for our gyms community. Like, I think they, particularly like the fellas that I train with on a day-to-day basis, I mean, like everyone, but especially them, like, they're the ones who really kind of, I guess, pushed isn't the right word, maybe inspired's a better word, but they were the ones who were a big driving force behind why I decided to compete again. Like, just they just having people to push myself with, and then also be able to kind of, you know, go out, hang out with, have my downtime with. Like, there's just such a great community of people at the gym, and that's, I think, you know, we've moved around the last couple of years because of various different bits and pieces, and having, they just come, like, it's not even a question of, oh, I know, like, how much further away is it? It's always just kind of like that community just stays, and it was just sick. Like, I'm very lucky that our gym is the way that it is. This is a goodness bowl, and my goodness, it looks good. See what I did there? This is sick. I haven't actually had this before, eh?
It looks massive. Is that how many calories?
You know, it's probably not even that.
Calories?
Nah, not really. Like, I have guidelines for what to eat at each meal, but just more is better, man. The amount of volume I'm doing and the amount of endurance I'm doing at the moment, it's, yeah, like, this will be, breakfast is usually breakfast and dinner are my 2 big meals. Then I'll kind of just graze throughout the day. Like, breakfast, big meal, that'll get me set for the rest of the day. And then my biggest session is in the afternoon, so then I have my biggest meal after that, which is dinner. And then, yeah, like, I'll probably just have like a couple of light things, maybe a sandwich later on in the day, a couple of protein bars or something like that. But yeah, I like to have a big sit-down breakfast and a big sit-down dinner.
Design an event that you think that you could win, what would it be?
50 cal assault bike, 200 meter swim, 50 cal assault bike, something like that. I'd win that pretty comfortably, I'd say.
Sort of weight-wise, what are you sitting at the moment?
Probably about 90 to 92, depending on how much I've had to eat. But yeah, it's kind of, I've definitely leaned out. So we did our body fat percentage not too long ago on my mate Josh's thing, and I was about 11. I'd probably sat at like probably 12, 13, maybe even higher in the past. But yeah, this is a good weight for me. I feel a lot leaner, healthier, that sort of thing at the moment going into the games, which is, I think, a pretty good weight for me competitively. Like, my strength is as good as I'd say it was last year, but I've been focusing so much on my conditioning that I just feel better when I'm running, better when I'm swimming and all that sort of stuff, and I'm just a little bit lighter, even if it is only a couple of kilos. You just notice that difference. Well, now going into the games, I've definitely favoured my endurance training. Been doing very little kind of structured strength, other than maybe 2 sessions a week, one of squatting, one of deadlifting, and then yeah, just a lot more Metcon, like just workout after workout after workout after workout. And I actually think that, man, like I really, like, first of all, I enjoy that style of training a lot more. I find strength and skill work pretty tedious and boring. If I could just bash out Metcons all day, I would, which is kind of why I like the games training. And it's definitely, like, my fitness has improved out of sight, so I'm pretty stoked with how the prep's been going so far. Like, really, to be honest, it's been, touch wood, near perfect. I had a little bit of a back issue for about a week, but that's cleared up, and yeah, like, it's been sensational, man. I've had such a blast training for this year's games. It's cool, like, I feel every time I do a workout, I feel like fit. That's a really cool feeling. Like, there hasn't been anything that I've done in the last few weeks that's kind of left me like, oh man, if that comes up, you're in heaps of trouble, which is kind of cool. So I think in the past I've gone in with the mentality of just being happy to be there, or like, you know, just kind of want to do the best, like no expectation. But I don't know, like this year I've put a hell of a lot into my training. This is easily the best 12 months of training I've ever put together, in terms of continuity, in terms of dedication, in terms of all the things around the outside, ticking all the little 1%ers. Yeah, like, I really want to see that rewarded. This is the first time I've kind of been, I think this is the first time I've been nervous going to the games, which is weird, but I think it's cool. Like, in the past I've been kind of just excited, and it's like, yeah, sick, I'm going to the games. But yeah, like, I've been like almost feeling the same as I do sometimes at before regionals, which is like a huge amount of nerves, you know, like think about it in bed when I'm trying to go to sleep at night, and sort of find myself zoning out when I'm in the car, and that, just thinking about the events and thinking about how I'm going to execute, and thinking about what my game plan is. I think it's cool, like, my game plan this year is entirely different to any other year when it comes to the events. My like, I guess, mindset behind how to attack the whole competition is quite different. And I just feel, maybe it's because I feel so prepared, that with that comes a degree of nerves. But I'm excited. Like, you know, whether I come first or 31st or whatever, like, it'll be cool to go over there just feeling like I am the fittest, strongest, most rounded and ready for a competition I've ever been. And that's, yeah, as I said, if whatever the outcome is from that, that's where I'm meant to be this year. Just doing some stuff from comp train, which is probably like, I wouldn't say I follow it to the T, but it's just sometimes when I don't really feel like making up workouts for myself, in my opinion, it's probably one of the best programs out there, and it's free. So just jump on the website, have a look at what they've got there, and if I like a few of the bits and pieces and they don't conflict with what I've already done, then yeah, go in and do something like that. So I just got a few, like 4 little pieces or 4 pieces back to back here that I'll just do from there, and that'll be my day done.
Oh my lord.
It's the neck of the gods.
So obviously balance is key.
Yeah, that's it. Mate, it's been a big week of training. I can't reward myself with one of these, cheeky brown lemonade or two. It's so good, man. Like, I think like people just assume that because I sink piss, I'm a piss head. I just love the taste, man. It's so good. I can't, like, it's so good. I love good beer. Love it.